Welcome to the tutorial on working with text sections in Finalweb 2.0. In this tutorial, we will be using a plain text section for demonstration, but the concepts are applicable for almost all section types where you can add text in the Finalweb system, including heading sections, jumbotrons, expandable text sections, and more. Let's begin by adding a plain text section to our empty group. The plain text section is the most basic text section and the one you will likely be using the most frequently. To begin editing the text, double-click on the section. At this point, you should be able to add or delete text freely. Selecting a portion of text will bring up the text editing toolbar. This toolbar will allow you to modify your text in several ways. You can bold, italicize, underline, or strike through your text, as well as make it appear as a subscript or superscript. When you first select your theme for your website, it determines one or two default fonts for the text across the site that tend to look good together. It is usually not necessary to use more than a couple fonts when making a website, as having too many fonts can make the website look more cluttered and less professional. However, if you wish to change the font of a selection of text, this button will allow you to do so. Finalweb provides a number of fonts for you to choose from by default, but if you wish to use custom fonts, we do support Google Fonts. A tutorial on how to add Google Fonts to your website will be coming soon. These next two buttons deal with the size of text. The first allows you to change the size of the text itself and is set to using pixels by default. However, if you choose to use viewport width units, you can choose to do so here. Upon choosing viewport width, your text will be deselected and the toolbar will disappear, but upon reselecting the text, you will be able to use VWs. Unlike pixels, viewport width units change the size of the text according to the viewport, or the size of the screen. Therefore, a 2 VW section of text may look large on a computer screen, but it will be much smaller on tablet or mobile screens. For this reason, it is best to only use VWs when necessary, such as for an extremely large header with a longer word that would be cut off or broken up on mobile devices. For normal text content, using pixels is advised. This button allows you to change the color of your text, as well as the background color of a section of text. This button changes the paragraph format of your text. The line spacing will be modified accordingly, and the font and size of text may be changed depending upon the template settings. This button allows you to change the alignment of your text to be left, centered, right, or justified. The next two buttons will allow you to format text as a list, whether ordered with numbers or letters, or simply with bullet points. These two buttons here will allow you to change the amount of indentation in your selected text. If you need to set some text off as a quote, this button will allow you to do so. This next button that looks like a chain is one of the most important buttons in the toolbar because it allows you to change the selected text into a link. By default, the type of link is set to be an existing page on your website, which you can select or search for here. One of the other main uses of links is to create an external link, which leads away from your website. To do that, all you need to do is change the type to being an external link and type or copy-paste the web address into the bar here, say finalweb.com. Once you have turned text into a link, you can edit that link by clicking on it while you are in text editing mode. Doing so will bring up the link editing toolbar. The first button will allow you to change the link, and just like whenever you first created the link. This next button will allow you to change the link into a button itself. The different types of buttons available will depend upon the settings of your chosen website template. This button will allow you to change the size of the button. Next, we have the Open Link button and the Unlink button. You can also link to a file, or bold, or italicize the text in the link. Let's go ahead and unlink this text. When we pull back up the text editing toolbar, we can see that the next two buttons will allow you to turn the text into a button without having to do the extra step of turning it into a text-only link first. The last button on this row will allow you to link the text to an uploaded file. These first four buttons on the last row deal with inserting certain file types into your section. I will demonstrate with an image here, but know that the video and audio file insertions work very similarly. To insert an image, simply click on the Insert Image button, and you will be prompted to choose an image. You can upload an image from your local files, or you can use a URL link to an image, or simply choose an image from the files you have already uploaded to your website. I'm going to choose to use this image of a sunset for now. Simply click the plus sign to add the image to your text. By default, images will be inserted into text in the line break display format. If you wish to change this to inline, simply click this button here. You can replace your image, change the alignment, add a caption, or even turn the image into a link itself. This button will allow you to change the border style of the image, for example, adding rounded corners. You can also add a border or a drop shadow. This button will allow you to change the alternative text of the image. From here, you can change the size of the image. Changing only the width or the height of the image will cause the other to scale alongside of it. However, if you insert specific dimensions, then the image will scale according to the dimensions you inserted. This last button will move the image out of the text section entirely, creating a new image section with this image in it. Moving back to the text editing toolbar, we will look at the Insert Table button. Clicking this will pull up a grid for you to choose a table size. Upon choosing a size, the empty table will be created. Clicking on a table cell will pull up the Table Editing toolbar. From here, you can alter the table by adding a table header. You can remove the table. You can insert rows above or below columns and rows, and you can change the entire table style. You can also change the cell style and alter the alignment of the table and the individual cell styles. Let's remove this table. Once again, going back to the text editing toolbar, we only have a few buttons left. This button will allow you to insert special characters into the text from this list here. This will insert a horizontal line. Horizontal lines can be useful for separating different paragraphs of text within the same section. Choosing this arrow will select the entire text in the entire section. This eraser will allow you to clear the formatting. For example, if we have bolded text, using the clear formatting will remove the bold, which is default for this text section. Finally, we have the undo and redo buttons. It is worth noting that most keyboard shortcuts, such as Ctrl-B to bold or Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V to copy and paste, will work while editing text. And that's a comprehensive look at how to edit text and use the text editing toolbar. We can save our changes by clicking this button here.